is we discuss yung electric circuit. Okay, so again, when we say electric circuit, so it is a closed conducting path. Okay, for example, is meron tayong nervous system or an RC circuit. So an RC circuit is composed of resistor, capacitor, and a power source. For example, battery. Okay, yan yung example no ng electric circuit. And okay, we know what is an electric circuit now, and it conducts electricity. Okay, so discuss natin ano yung fundamental mechanism behind current. So yung current is denoted as letter I, and so we know that a current is not a smooth flow of electricity kasi nga 'di ba we know that yung conductor is composed of ions, for example. So it has positive ions and flowing free electrons. So yung flowing free electrons na yon are continuously bumping onto the positive ions. So causing them to reflect or to be scattered no doon sa wire, no, doon sa conductor. So ibig sabihin it's not a smooth flow of electricity. So initially, if walang external influence, okay, doon sa conductor, there would be no net flow of the electrons or electricity. Okay, so walang net flow kagaya nito. So they would just bump doon sa positive ions pero wala silang magiging certain direction kasi nga wala nagda-drag sa kanila papunta doon sa direction na yon. Okay, so what if we apply an external field, okay, dito sa conductor? So after applying an external field, so paano ba tayo nag-apply ng external field? Lalagyan natin ng battery, for example, or power source, yung conductor. And by doing that, magkakaroon na ng electric field inside the conductor. Okay, so after applying an electric field, we know that an electric field applies a force on the charge, right? By F, or force is equal to charge times the electric field, right? So yun yung Coulomb's law. So ibig sabihin, if may electric field, then merong presence ng charge doon sa electric field na yon. So that charge will experience a force or an electric force. So yung force na yon will be the dragging force dito sa electrons na to flow in a certain direction. So if we apply an external field to the left, okay, so yung negative electron natin will experience a force to the right. So that means this electric field will drag this electron to the right. So of course, yung electron is still in random motion, pero it is slowly being dragged in a certain direction.
Kasi may tawag po na yung drift feedback.
Yes, oo, magkakaroon siya ng drift velocity. So yung drift velocity is sobrang liit lang nun. Okay, sobrang bagal ng drift velocity, and we have already derived no yung drift velocity. And ayan na nga siya. So magkakaroon siya ng drift velocity. And of course, yung direction ng drift velocity will be the direction of the current. Okay, however, meron tayong caveat no dito sa direction ng current because the current itself is not a vector, no? So it's not a vector. Ang totoong vector is yung current density. Okay, so the current density, no? So when we say current, it is the amount of charge passing through an area. So dito, ilang charge yung nagpapass through an area per unit time. So that's what we mean by current. So in other words, yung SI unit ng current is amperes, and yung equivalent ng 1 ampere is 1 coulomb per second. So that means how many coulombs of charge is passing through this area per second. Okay, so halimbawa, we have 10 amperes. So ibig sabihin, there are a total of 10 coulombs of charge passing through this area per second. Okay, so that's what we mean by current. And as we increase the magnitude of the electric field, so syempre mas tataas yung dragging force, so mas tataas yung drift velocity, so that means more charges will pass through this current, through this area. At tataas yung current, no? So, yun siya.
True.
And how can we increase the electric field? So by increasing the voltage. No? So as the voltage increases, the electric field inside the conductor also increases. Okay, so as a result, mas dumadami yung charges passing through this area. Siyempre kasi mas bumibilis yung flow eh. Right? The flow is increasing. Okay? So ang vector dito is the current density, which is current divided by the cross-sectional area of the conductor. Okay, so that's the current density at ito yung vector. No? And we must take note na yung moving charges may be positive ions or negative free electrons. Pero ang kadalasan na nag-flow inside the conductor are free negative electrons. Okay, so ano ba yung direction ng current? Okay, meron tayong, okay, kadalasan nga ang nagfo-flow are electrons. So that means the current will flow, of course, the electrons will flow from the positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal of the battery. So that would be the flow of electrons kasi nga negative sila. Okay? Pero sa doon sa sinabi ni Franklin sa atin, ni Benjamin Franklin, so of course, understandable kasi nga hindi naman niya nakikita, hindi naman natin nakikita yung charges inside the conductor kapag merong current. So, ginawa na lang niya, hinulaan niya, no? So, sabi niya, okay, the current will flow from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. Baliktad pala ako ng sinabi kanina. Kapag electrons, magfo-flow yan from negative to positive. Okay? Siyempre, kadalasan electrons, so yun yung magiging flow. Pero yung naging hula ni Franklin is from positive to negative. At magiging tama lang yan, yung sinabi niya, if hindi electrons yung nagpo-flow, kung hindi positive charges. So, ibig sabihin, dahil yung convention ni Franklin, yung gagamitin natin, we shall always assume now that the charges inside the conductors na nagpo-flow are positive charges. Okay? So, positive charges. At ang tawag natin dyan is the conventional current flow. Okay,
Positive to ano.
Yes. Oo. So, ngayon, merong quantity na nagde-determine or paano ba? Nag-i-impede doon sa flow of current, and that's what we call resistivity. So, resistivity is denoted as letter rho. Okay, letter rho, which is a property of materials to resist current. So, the higher the resistivity rho, the more na i-resist niya yung current. And as a result, the current will decrease. Okay, so magdi-decrease yung current. And we define resistivity, kaya nga meron siyang parang double dot dito tapos equal sign. Ay ibig sabihin niyan definition. So, resistivity is defined as the electric field divided by the current density. Okay, yung magnitudes nila. Okay, so ganyan natin identify yung resistivity. And then actually, this definition is not really suggested. Kasi nga, wala pa siya sa magandang form. But if we change this to, let's say, current density is equal to electric field divided by the resistivity. So what do we mean by that? So that means as the electric field increases, and again, how can we increase the electric field? By increasing the voltage. So as the voltage or electric field increases, the current will also increase. And that's really intuitive, right? So habang tumataas yung voltage, syempre, mas tataas yung current. And as the resistivity increases, the current will decrease. Kasi nga, siya yung nag-i-impede doon sa current. No? So, yan yung sinasabi ng resistivity. Okay, so it resists this current. No? And if the resistivity becomes zero, your conductor will be a superconductor. So, yung superconductivity na yan is achieved if we decrease the temperature of the conductor at a certain level. And that's what we call the critical temperature. So let's say this is the temperature and this is the resistivity. And ano yung behavior? No, ano yung behavior? Ang behavior is that as temperature decreases, the resistivity also decreases. Okay, so yan yung behavior. So kung gusto mo ng conductor na merong mababang resistivity, anong gagawin mo? Palalamigin mo yung conductor. Okay? However, if ma-reach natin yung tinatawag na critical temperature, the resistivity will suddenly go to 0. So bigla siyang magiging rho is equal to 0. Why? Mahirap i-explain. Okay? So yung current explanation niyan is called the BCS theory. Okay? Pero hindi na natin to covered muna sa ngayon. Pero meron tayong mga theories kung bakit pag na-reach natin tong critical temperature na to, the resistivity suddenly becomes 0. Okay? And pag nag-0 na yan, that would become a superconductor. Okay? So magiging superconductor na siya. So let's say, meron tayong magnet, for example. So magnet, and this is your superconductor. So the superconductor will levitate above the magnet. Why? Magkakaroon siya ng quantum locking. No? So mangyayari is yung magnetic field ng magnet, hindi siya papasok doon sa superconductor. And it's hard to explain why. No? So, yan. Ang tawag dyan is Meissner effect. Okay, so yun yung tawag dyan. So hindi lulusot yung magnetic field ng magnet doon sa superconductor. Pero wala pa tayo sa magnetic field, no? Pero at least binibigyan kita ng idea, no, na ito yung nangyayari. So at least kapag diniscuss natin yung magnetic field and balikan ko to, maiintindihan mo na siya lalo. Okay, pero ang effect dito is that yung magnetic field ng magnet will not pass through the superconductor. Doon lang siya sa gilid. Okay, doon lang siya sa gilid, no? Hindi siya papasok. Okay, ganyan lang siya. Okay, and lulutang siya, magkakaroon ng levitation. And if I push this superconductor, ano mangyayari? And meron tayong mga series of magnets dito, magta-travel siya. Okay, so magta-travel siya around. So yan. Okay, and yan yung mga proposal, no, sa mga trains. Okay, na para ma-reach ng train yung maximum possible speed. And syempre, ma-minimize yung friction or yung friction maging 0. So, kailangan palutangin mo siya by using a superconductor. No? So, yun. Okay, ang reciprocal ng resistivity is conductivity. Okay, syempre, the higher the resistivity, the lower the conductivity. And vice versa. Okay, so, meron pa tayo another quantity that is directly related to resistivity, that is called resistance. Okay, so the resistance is directly proportional, of course, to the resistivity. Pero ano ba yung pinagkaiba nila? Yung resistivity, mahirap yung baguhin kasi nga, it only changes with temperature. So, nakita natin kanina na as the temperature decreases, the resistivity also decreases. And once na ma-reach natin yung critical temperature, the resistivity will suddenly become 0. And mahirap i-explain why, no? And ito yung resistance na to, madali lang siyang baguhin because it depends on the geometry of the conductor. Okay, and ano yung geometry na yun? The length of the conductor and the cross-sectional area of the conductor. So it is directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to the area. Okay, ang SI unit ng resistivity is ohm meter at yung resistance naman is ohms. Okay, so yan yung SI unit niya. And ito yung electronic symbol for a resistor which adds a resistance to your circuit. Okay, or it is a device that offers resistance, no? But the conductor itself, yung wire, no? Sir, kapag ba walang resistor yung wire or yung circuit, wala nang resistance yon? Meron, pero sobrang liit. Okay, kaya hindi yon enough. Kailangan maglagay tayo ng resistor. Kasi yung conductor itself, meron siyang resistance, which depends on its length and cross-sectional area. So kung gusto mong may mas mataas na resistance yung isang circuit or wire, dapat mas mahaba siya at maliit yung cross-sectional area. Narrow lang siya. Sobrang narrow. Okay? At ang constant sa kanya is yung resistivity na magbabago lang by changing the temperature of the conductor. So let's say this is your conductor, merong area A, length L, resistivity rho. So ano yung resistance niya? So yung resistance niya is equal to rho L over A. Okay, so mula dito sa formula na yan, well, we can derive Ohm's law, no? So ano ba yung sinasabi sa Ohm's law? So let's say we have a circuit that has a resistance R and meron tayong battery with voltage T. Okay? Ano ba yung nagtutulak doon sa charges para mag-flow? Electric field. Okay? So ibig sabihin, yung current density is directly proportional to the electric field. And actually dito galing yan. J is equal to electric field over the resistivity rho. Right? So ibig sabihin, resistivity is directly proportional to the electric field. So the higher the electric field, the higher the resistivity. Okay, so naintindihan na natin tong Ohm's law. So ang gagawin naman natin ngayon is how can we change the electric field? Of course, by changing the voltage. So remember this form, voltage or potential difference is equal to electric field times the length of the conductor. Right? So, tapos yung J, di ba yung J ay equal sa current divided by area. Right? So, ibig sabihin, if ilagay ko siya dito, di ba sabi dito, electric field is equal to VAB over L, right? So, that means I over A is directly proportional to VAB over L. Okay, so that means we have current is directly proportional to area divided by length times the voltage. Right? So, paano to magiging equal? So, magiging equal lang to is if ang gagawin natin is paano ba? Lagyan natin siya ng sum constant K, KA over L, VAB. Gets ba?
Yes, Abo.
Okay? Ngayon, it turns out na yung K na yan is, di ba, saan ba equal yung J? So furthermore, the J is also equal to electric field over rho. Tama ba? Okay, electric field over rho. Okay, so ngayon, if dyan equal yung J and also J is equal to I over A. Right? So, ibig
Abo.
sabihin, E over rho is equal to I
I
over
over
A.
A. Okay.
Yes, so, tapos,
Yan na siya nag-come into existence.
so paano pa? Di ba yung electric field? Equal, yung voltage equal siya sa, sinulat ko na kanina. VAB is equal to E times L, right? So, ibig sabihin, yung electric field is VAB over L. Right? Palitan natin to. So, pag pinalitan natin siya, we're going to have VAB over L over rho is equal to I over A. Gets ba?
Abo.
Okay? So, kunin natin tong A over L na to. Or, hindi. Kunin natin yung I. So, yung I is equal to A over rho tapos VAB over L. Right? Tama ba?
Yes, Abo.
Okay? Ngayon, lagay mo siya dito. So, ibig sabihin, magiging A over rho VAB over L is equal to K A over L VAB. Tama ba?
Yes, Abo.
Okay, so ibig sabihin, cancel A over L, cancel area, cancel the length, cancel VAB. Ibig sabihin, saan equal yung K? 1 over row. Gets ba?
Opo.
Okay? Ngayon, lagay mo siya doon. So that means I is equal to K, di ba? Eh yung K, 1 over row. Palitan mo. 1 over row, A over L, VAB. Tapos rearrange mo. VAB is equal to row L over A times I. Tama ba? Okay, gets ba?
Yes,
Gets?
opo.
Okay, ano yung row L over A? Ano yan? Resistivity times length over area. Ano yan?
Resist over area na.
Oo. Resistance.
Di ba,
Right?
di ba po mismo ang resistance, ayun, yun na pala.
Oo, resistance. So, ibig sabihin,
Dalag ng
VAB
konti.
is equal to IR. Ayan na yung kilala natin na Ohm's
V
law.
equals IR ohms law na.
Yes. So, dinerive natin siya. Okay, so, ayun. Na-derive na natin yung Ohm's law. And magiging Ohm's law lang to if, and only if, resistance is constant. Okay, or in other words, rho is constant. Okay? Right. And also, valid lang siya sa mga tinatawag na, ayun nga, ohmic materials. Pag sinabi mong ohmic materials, its resistance or resistivity doesn't change. Okay, gets ba? So kaya, hindi niya deserve tawagin na Ohm's law. Kasi nga, specialized lang siya sa mga ohmic materials. So, ibig sabihin, di niya deserve maging law. Okay, because Ohm's law is not universal. Okay? Gets ba?
Opo.
So, hindi siya universal. Ang valid na maging...
Meron ba po tayo na inassume na, ano? Mali.
Yes, inassume natin. Kasi remember, ito ay K, constant to. So, if K is constant, therefore, rho is also constant, right? So, constant siya. At kapag ganyan, rho is constant, ohmic materials yung tawag. Okay, gets ba?
Yes, opo.
Ayun, and yan yung Ohm's law. Ohm's law lang siya if ohmic materials. Kaya hindi niya deserve maging law. Kasi nga, hindi siya universal. Ang valid na maging laws of physics or mapabilang sa laws of physics is syempre yung universal. Valid sa lahat. Kagaya ng law of inertia. The law of inertia is valid everywhere, right? Kasi ka pumunta
True.
sa universe. Oo, valid yun. Hindi kagaya nitong Ohm's law. It's only valid for ohmic materials. Not for all materials. Or not for all conductors. Hindi siya valid sa lahat. Okay? So, yun. Kaya, hindi dapat siya na law. Yun lang. No? Okay. So, at least, alam mo na natin. Pala ito na charge kanina. Yan. Ganda pa naman ang pwesto ko dito. Okay, so,
Yun nga po, 5%
sige.
na nga pala.
Oo. Ganda pa naman ang pwesto ko. Sige, so, anyway, okay, sinubukan na natin to last time, pero siguro ulitin na lang natin ng saglit. So, sabi dito, if the cross-sectional area is this, and it has also resistivity, and meron siyang 50-meter length, ano yung resistance niya, no? So, syempre, resistance is just equal to rho L over A, no? Tapos, ilagay mo lang 1.72 times 10 raised to negative 8 ohm meter times the length, 50 meters, over area, which is 8.20 times 10 raised to negative 7 square meters. Okay, so yun. Okay, and then pag yan, sinagutan mo, so magkakaroon ka ng sum value, then dapat ang unit niyan is ohms. Okay, kapag winner out mo siya. Okay, and after mo malaman yung kung ano yung resistance niya, okay, malalaman mo na rin ano yung voltage across it when you apply an electric field. Okay? And there are two ways para malaman yung voltage niya. Okay? If mag-apply ako ng electric field na 0.0350 volts per meter, ang current, it turns out naging 1.67 amperes. So ang tanong, ano yung voltage across the conductor? Okay, so yung voltage is equal to current times resistance. At madali lang yan. Yung current is 1.67 amperes. And syempre, isa-substitute mo yung nakalculate mo na resistance. Right? So,
Yes, opo.
ilalagay mo siya dyan. Or kaya, pwede din naman na voltage is equal to electric field times the length of the conductor. Which is, alam na natin yan, the electric field is 0.0350 volts per meter times 50.0 meters. Okay? And syempre, makakancel yung meter, matitira volts. Ibig sabihin, magkakaroon ka ng answer na equal sa some number volts. Okay? Dito naman, magkakaroon ka ng answer na volts din naman. And dapat, yung two answers na to are equal. Gets ba?
Yes, opo.
Okay, so yun. Yan yung ginawa natin actually last time. So, ni-recall lang natin kung paano. Okay. Okay, next. Electromotive force. So, actually, nandito na tayo. Pero siguro, ipakita ko lang yung wala ata siya dito. Anyway, sige, wag na muna yun kasi hindi pa naman siya concrete. So, electromotive force or ito, yung maarting E. No? So, that's the electromotive force. So, electromotive force, it makes the charges flow against the electric field. Okay? Kasi, halimbawa, meron tayong circuit. Okay, we have a circuit, and this is the resistor, for example, and it is connected to a battery through our circuit. Negative, positive terminal, meron siya resistance R, voltage VAB. Okay, simple setup, no? Ngayon, saan magfo-flow yung current? So according to Franklin, it will flow from positive terminal to negative terminal. So remember, siya yung susundin natin. Okay, and ang i-assume natin na nagfo-flow dito are positive charges. Kahit na alam natin na negative charges yung kadalasan na nagfo-flow inside a conductor. Yung mga free electrons, no? So, okay, the positive charges, quote and unquote, flowing through this circuit from positive terminal to negative terminal. Pero dito sa loob ng battery, ano yung nangyayari? Okay, kasi alam na natin to right? Na yung positive charges na yan is being repelled by the positive terminal and being attracted by the negative terminal. Okay, so alam natin yan. So dito siya pinupush ng electric field. However, inside the battery, if i-zoom in natin to, itong battery na to, inside, so we have a battery. Ano yung nangyayari sa loob nito? So let's say this is the positive terminal, and ito yung negative terminal, and let's say nasa loob na yung positive charge. Let's say ito na siya. Okay, what will happen to that charge? Mapapansin natin na pagpasok niya sa loob, the positive ito siya, bigyan kita ng sketch. So di ba saan ba siya nagpo-flow? From positive to negative. So ibig sabihin, kumaga parang lalayo siya sa positive, tapos babalik siya, papasok siya dito sa negative.
So, kung connected nga po yung wires.
Yes, oo, connected sila by this battery. Okay?
Yes.
So ibig
Opo.
sabihin, sa loob ng battery, ito okay, ito yung current, alam natin siya, to the right yung current. So syempre, logically, dapat itong charge na to, na pumasok sa negative, lalabas siya dapat sa positive, tama ba? Para tuloy-tuloy. Gets mo?
Opo.
Okay, dapat magiging ganyan siya. Alright? Ganyan yung magiging flow. Na-appreciate mo? Okay, so dapat magiging
Yes.
ganyan yung flow.
Opo.
Okay, so logically, no? Pero tingnan natin yung electrostatic forces inside this battery. So kung mapapansin mo, yung positive na to is ipupush siya ng positive terminal na to the left. Tama ba? Tapos, yung negative terminal is i-attract siya to the left. So, ibig sabihin, may total electrostatic force siya na nararanasan to the left. So, ibig sabihin, pagpasok niya sa loob ng battery, babalik siya dito. Again, pagpasok niya sa loob ng battery, dahil makakaranas siya ng electrostatic force to the left, babalik siya dito.
So, dapat ganun pa lang.
Oo, dapat ganun yung mangyayari. Pero paano nagkakaroon ng current? Eh, di ba dapat lulusod siya dito?
Siguro may something stopping it from doing that, parang short circuit yun eh. Di ba po short
Yes.
circuit yung tawag doon?
Oh, yes. Oo, may something na ibig sabihin nagba-balance dito sa electrostatic force na to in order for this charge na mapunta siya dito. At yung something na yon na nagka-counteract sa electrostatic force is the electromotive force.
Ah, okay.
Kaya siya magtutuloy dito. And magpapatuloy yung cycle. Gets mo ba?
Opo.
Okay, yan yung tinatawag na electromotive force. Pero, hindi siya force. Not a force. There is no way na magiging force yan.
So, ano pa yung
Hindi siya
tawag doon?
force.
Ano pa yung dapat na pangalan na?
Wala, hindi siya force. Unfortunate lang talaga yung pangalan, misnomer. Yes. Kasi ano lang siya, influence. And one thing, hindi niya unit yung Newton. Not newtons. Okay? Anong unit niya? Volts, which is energy.
So,
Ang unit niya is potential. And remember, yung potential galing din naman sa energy. So, ibig sabihin, it is an energy, hindi siya force.
di ba dapat pa parang moment or something?
Ayun, wala silang sinabi no, kung ano dapat yung
Ah, okay.
tawag. Oo, so ano siya, influence. Kumbaga parang siya yung magiging reason ngayon in order for this charge to be able to pass through this battery. Gets mo ba? Okay? So, siya yung magiging influence. So, electromotive force. Okay? So, it is the electromotive force, no? Okay. Ngayon, yung electromotive force na yan is, ano yan? Dalawa kasi yan. Pero, bago tayo pumunta doon, wait lang muna. Maghahanap ako ng, pwede ka akong mag-charge. Okay, sige. Wait lang Sige. Okay, share screen. Sige. Ayun. Okay. So, balik tayo. Okay, kanina, no, nandun na tayo sa concept, no, ng electromotive force. So again, no, influence siya, no, na dadali niya yung charge against doon sa flow ng current. Kasi 'di ba kanina is kung ito yung battery, let's say positive terminal, negative terminal, and if yung flow ng current is from positive to negative, as stated or as, 'di ba, hinulaan ni Benjamin Franklin. So kung ito yung current, so if syempre yung electrostatic force will bring this positive charge to the left. So paano siya tutuloy dito to the right? Merong other influence. But yung influence na yan is the electromotive force. But important na matandaan natin na yung electromotive force na to is hindi siya force. No, it is an influence and meron siyang unit na volts, hindi newtons. Kaya hindi siya force, no? So medyo mahirap siya, no? Mahirap siya sa una na i-grasp. Okay, na how come na hindi siya force, no? But just an influence makes these charges flow against the electric field. Okay, or from low to high potential. Kasi kanina, yung battery, for example, is kung ito yung positive terminal, ito yung negative terminal. So how can we push this charge to the positive side or positive terminal? Kailangan merong electromotive force. Okay, and this is high potential and this is low potential. Okay, so ibig sabihin, yung influence that pushes charges, no, from low to high potential is the electromotive force. So parang nangyayari is that kung meron kang stairs, 'di ba? Meron kang high potential, tapos meron kang low potential. So yung magpapaakyat sa mga charges dito sa stair na to is yung electromotive force. Okay, tapos bababa ulit siya. Tapos babalik, no? So mangyayari aakyat ulit siya by this electromotive force. Tapos pag nag-flow siya pabalik sa negative, babalik siya, bababa ulit. Okay, gets ba? So parang ano siya, para siyang siguro pwede mo ma-imagine na fountain, no? So yung mag-shoot doon sa water, no, pataas is yung electromotive force. Tapos hihilahin siya ng gravity pababa, right? So hihilahin siya ng gravity pababa. Sa aangat ulit yung water, no, doon sa fountain. Tapos malalaglag ulit by gravity. So yung nagpapaangat sa kanya is the electromotive force. So parang ganun. Yun yung mga analogies no, na pwede mong isipin para mas ma-appreciate mo pa yung electromotive force. Okay, so balik tayo. Okay, so anyway, so how do we calculate, no, itong electromotive force? So meron tayong two types, no, ng battery dito. We have an ideal battery and also a rail battery. So ideal battery, and also a rail battery. And again, pag sinabi nating ideal sa science, hindi siya nag-exist. Okay, sabihin siya yung perfect, no? Siya yung pinaka ano na, wala talagang discrepancy sa kanya. Kaya siya perfect or ideal, no? So tawagin din natin siyang perfect, no? Perfect battery. Okay, so pag sinabi mong perfect battery, meron siyang characteristic. Yung mga battery na yan na binibili natin, meron silang tinatawag na internal resistance. Okay, so yung internal resistance na yon is, again, yun yung nag-i-impede sa current na mag-flow through the battery. Okay, so the more na mataas yung internal resistance, the more na mahihirapan yung current na mag-flow through the battery. Okay, and kapag yung okay, bago natin i-discuss pa yung mathematical discussion nito, no? So yung internal resistance na yun ng battery is yun yung discrepancy itself ng battery. Okay, kasi yung battery natin is imperfect. So ibig sabihin meron siyang discrepancies, no? So sa manufacturing or what, no? So meron siyang hindi siya perfect, right? Meron siyang discrepancies. No, meron siyang imperfections. At yung imperfections na yon is yun yung magre-reflect na internal resistance ng battery. Okay? And syempre kapag perfect yung battery, the internal resistance will be 0. So internal resistance is denoted as small r. Okay? At 0 siya kapag ideal or perfect battery. Ngayon, kapag rail battery naman, greater than to 0 siya. Okay? Kapag rail battery, ibig sabihin merong internal resistance. And the more na mataas yung internal resistance, the more na mataas yung discrepancies ng battery na yun, the more na imperfect yung battery. Okay? So, yun. Yun yung pinagkaiba ng ideal at saka ng real battery. Ngayon, sa real battery, di ba? Okay. Ma-measure natin yung voltage ng isang battery. Halimbawa, meron kang circuit, no? Diba ba circuit? Okay. Tapos, instead na ganito yung battery, gawin natin siyang parang box. Ito na yung bago nating drawing for battery, no? Gagawin natin siyang box. Okay? Gawin natin siyang box. Tapos, ito yung positive and negative. Di ba, sa loob, meron siyang parang maliit na resistor. Right? Tapos, meron siyang ganito. Okay, so ito yung negative, ito yung positive, ito yung internal resistance. Okay, and ito yung electromotive force niya. So, kung mapapansin mo, itong maliit na resistor na to, hindi talaga literal na resistor yan. So, not a literal resistor. Hindi yan totoong resistor, ha? Ano lang yan? Symbol. So, it is just a symbol for internal resistance. Internal resistance. Okay? Symbol lang siya. Hindi siya totoong resistor. Okay, so symbol lang siya for internal resistance. Hindi siya literal na resistor. Tapos, okay, ito yung buong battery mo. So it has electromotive force E, which makes charges flow from low to high potential. Okay, and meron tayong internal resistance which impedes yung flow ng current inside the battery. Okay? So, the more na imperfect yung battery, the more na mataas yung internal resistance. And if I set R to 0, so ibig sabihin, magiging perfect battery na to. So, that means, hindi na ganyan yung drawing ng battery mo. So, ganito na siya. Kapag internal resistance is 0. So, mawawala na yung resistor na symbol, mapapalitan na lang siya ng ganito. Okay? Ibig sabihin, yung mga batteries na ginagamit natin sa previous examples natin ay mga ideal batteries. Okay? So, ideal batteries. Ibig sabihin, wala silang internal resistance. Pero ngayon, alam mo na yung mga real batteries ay meron din silang sarili nilang resistance na tinatawag na internal resistance. Okay? Na which is coming from their discrepancies or imperfection. No? So, okay. Itong battery na to na ginagamit natin sa mga previous examples is 'di ba meron siyang voltage V. And actually yung voltage V niya, VAB, is equal na doon sa electromotive force niya. Okay, equal. Pero dito sa real battery, yung voltage niya is unequal to its electromotive force. Okay, hindi siya equal. At hindi lang siya unequal, but rather it is less than to the electromotive force. Okay, gets ba? So, less than siya doon sa electromotive force. Okay, yan yung characteristic ng real battery. So, ibig sabihin, sa real battery, its voltage is less than the electromotive force. Dito naman, voltage niya is equal to the electromotive force. So, mag-derive tayo ng formula or mag-construct tayo ng formula that will enable you to deduce the ideal battery from the real battery. So, ibig sabihin, we have this voltage of the battery is equal to electromotive force minus current through the circuit times the internal resistance. So we have this formula now. No? So ito yung formula natin. So that means for R is equal to 0,
So yung
what will happen to this formula?
yung parang ano po, yung parang coil po na symbol, yung parang E po na parang ano sa mga textbook po na yung E na parang funny itsura.
Oo. Hindi, pero hindi siya epsilon Ano siya? Letter E talaga siya. Oo. So, ngayon, mangyayari kapag R is equal to
Kala
0,
ko kasi ba parang iba palang symbol tapos na-connect ko pala. Kasi same pala nga yung ano yung coil nga pala. Yung E pala yun na symbol sa mga textbook.
Oo, yes, yes, oo. Yung ganyan yung regular natin. Hindi, yung
Kala ko
iba
ba
nga
kasi
ganito
parang
eh.
same
Oh,
quantity yung represent pero parang iba ba yata ba yung symbol?
Oo, yung iba nga ganito eh. Ganito siya. Ayan, ganyan siya. Okay, so yan yung symbol natin for electromotive force. Okay, so electromotive force minus I times 0. So ang sagot is yan. So ibig sabihin for ideal battery, its voltage is equal to the electromotive force. Okay? And for R, unequal to 0, so ibig sabihin, yung VAB will be unequal to E now. Kasi because of the existence of this minus IR term, o yan yung magbabawas doon sa electromotive force para makuha natin yung magiging voltage. Okay? Ang tawag dito is terminal voltage. Terminal voltage. Itong E na to, ang tawag dyan is electromotive force, no? Or pwede mo rin siyang din tawagin na EMF. Okay? Electromotive force. And syempre, yung small r na to is the internal resistance. Okay? Internal resistance. Okay, nice. Okay, sige. Okay, anyway. Wait lang. Wala. Hindi. Wait lang ah. Ano yan? Okay na. Sir, sa'yo to. Sa'yo to. Painom ko konti lang.
Ay, bigyan kita ng mas
Sige, sige. Thank you. Oo.
Kung ano pala po, ito yung meron ba, yung, so dapat walang R less than 0 at all. Wala po siyang parang super
Wala.
fluidity na.
Ano na yun?
Opo.
Negative na yun pag ganun. Oo. Hindi na siya realistic. Wait lang ah.
True. Opo.
Ay, kayo ba yung nasa ano kanina? Nandun? Talaga. Ano ba yun? Kahit saan ako magpunta. Yung mga sumusunod. Paano ba to? Hindi, i-receive ko lang to.
Ito po yung sa kuya.
Asa yung i-receive ko?
Yung
Kay Ma'am Andres din ba yun? Ito ba yung i-receive ko?
yung ipa-process po,
Ilagay mo dun.
wala pirma na.
Wala pang terno yan. Ito i-receive ko lang to. Sige.
Ito man doon.
Saan i-receiving copy?
Sa pinang
Wala, bahala kayo.
ay,
Huwag na.
sa pinang pala.
Ito ba? Okay. Sige. Abuti naman, nilagay niya na. Natuto kayo doon sa unang...
Sabi niya, sinabihan po ko.
Abuti naman. Hindi naman ako nagalit naman. Kumbaga parang, ano lang yun, unsolicited advice. Sige. Ano to? Blue ba to?
Blue po.
Okay. Sige. Wow, ang ganda. Nanakawin ko to. Diyos ko, kahit saan ako magpunta, sumusunod. Nagtago na nga ako dun.
Marami pa kong susunod.
Ay, bukas daw po.
Palubat na nga lang ako eh. Ha?
Bukas daw po.
Bukas? Bukas, araw-araw naman nandito.
Time daw po.
Pero siguro mawawala muna ako para sa inyo. Ayoko. Ayoko muna.
Doon nakasunod.
Papakita yung... Ayoko, Ayoko, dahil magpapapirma. Magtatago muna ako.
May lagay sa Augustine.
Yan, o, di ba? Tuloy-tuloy. Kaya pala nandun kayo. Ha? Ano mo to? Lalagay nyo ng pangalan. Ha? Basta na yung mga yung CV nyo. Wala sa buhay mo. Wala.
Sa na pinapapasabi.
Ay, wala, hindi. Mainit na yung ulo ko. So, Sige. So, balik tayo. So, dito is, okay. Okay, alam na natin, no? Pag ideal battery, the terminal voltage is the electromotive force. Tapos yung kapag naman rail battery, yung terminal voltage is expected to be less than the electromotive force, no? Due to this internal resistance. And walang internal resistance na negative. Kasi, syempre, ano yun? Well, impossible, no? Hindi ko na siya ma-explain pa well. Because it's just because impossible siya. Yun lang yung dahilan nun. Walang ganon. Okay, so anyway, tsaka ano siya, mababiolate niya yung conservation of energy. Oo, kasi parang pag kasi yung terminal voltage is naging greater than, kasi 'di ba, halimbawa, yung small r gawin mo siyang less than 1 ay less than 0. So ibig sabihin yung terminal voltage will be greater than to the EMF. Tama ba? Tama, 'di ba? So,
Dapat equal.
ah
Dapat ba
oo.
maximum? Well,
Hindi equal. Ano siya, yung terminal voltage magiging greater than sa EMF kapag yung R naging negative. 'Di
kaya
ba?
nga. So, doesn't make sense nga ba?
Oo, so ibig sabihin, pag naging greater than siya, ibig sabihin merong pinanggalingan yung energy. So ibig sabihin na-create yung energy. Tama? And mababiolate niya yung conservation of energy. Oo, so yun. Ngayon ko lang na-realize yun. Oo. So, ayun, mababiolate niya yung conservation of energy. Kasi dito, mangyayari lang is kapag merong internal resistance na greater than to 0, so yung terminal voltage will be less than the EMF. Okay, so that means iinit lang yung battery mo. So ibig sabihin doon na pupunta yung energy loss. No, hindi naman siya nawala. Na-convert lang siya into other forms. Okay, so yung internal resistance will make the sum of the energies be converted into heat energy. Kaya iinit yung battery. And yung pag-init ng battery is the result of the internal resistance. Okay, so gets ba? Ayun.
Tama pa na. Opo.
Yun. Nako-convert lang siya. So remember, energy can neither be created nor destroyed, 'di ba? So hindi mo siya pwedeng ma-create kaya yung internal resistance is not less than 0. And di mo rin siya pwedeng ma-destroy kaya yung energy is na nawala, mako-convert lang into heat energy. Okay, iinit yung battery. Yan. Yun lang. Ano pala ito? Ano pala ito? Sir, saan mo nakuha to?
Sa ano namin yan?
Thank you.
Sa...
Ano? Panto-thesis defense ata to.
Alam na, kabisado pa siya.
Ano ka, dumedekwat ka dun, ha?
Sa...
Okay, sige. So, balik tayo. Okay. May tanong ka ba dito so far?
Wala naman ba?
Okay, sige. Sige, na natin. So, understood naman, no, kung bakit siya impossible na maging less than to 0, no? Pero ano yun, magandang tanong yun. Para mas ano talaga, no? Magkaroon tayo ng complete understanding nung nangyayari. Okay, so punta tayo dito sa example, which is we have a rail battery. Ang electromotive force niya is 12 volts and yung internal resistance niya, which is yung imperfection ng battery, is 2 ohms. And yung totoong resistor, okay, outside the battery, which is yung nasa circuit, is 10 ohms. Yung capital R, ito yan. So, ano yung magiging current sa circuit, no? If yung internal resistance is 0, and if yung internal resistance is, yun nga, nakasulat na dito, no, 2 ohms. So, ipagkumpara natin sila. Okay, so pag pinagkumpara natin sila, ano yung magiging current, no? So, dito sa ideal case, no, R is equal to 0 muna. Okay? Ibig sabihin, ideal battery. Ideal. Okay, we have the ideal case. So, VAB is equal to electromotive force minus I times small r. And syempre, pag nagkaroon ng voltage yung battery or yung voltage ng battery, magiging equal sa current times the resistance outside the battery. Tama ba? By Ohm's law.
Abang.
Tama ba? 'Di ba? IR. So, ibig sabihin,
IR
equal siya
so
sa...
wait lang, ma'am. Pero
Oo.
paano kaya hindi ma-factor out? Pwede. Ano po na, I big R plus I small r. Tapos factor out si I.
Yes, pero hindi pwede to VAB is equal to I small r. Hindi pwede yan.
True. Abang.
Kasi we have this,
Pero
no?
lilipat na po yung I small r nga sa kabilang side. So, ano, bababa.
Yes, oo. So, makukuha mo ngayon yung I. So, yung I ngayon is equal to E over R plus small r. Tama ba? Okay, so yan ngayon yung current. So, calculate natin yung magiging current sa circuit. So, ano napapansin mo doon sa denominator? Sa denominator, dumagdag yung or dadagdag doon sa dadagdag yung internal resistance ng battery doon sa magpapabawas ng current. Gets ba?
Abang.
Okay, kasi meron kang sum sa denominator. So, ibig sabihin, yung internal resistance will make the current, paano ba? Kumbaga parang mas mababa. Ganun siya. Okay, gets ba? So, yun. Mas pabababain niya pa yung current. Okay? So, ngayon, alam mo na yung electromotive force. It is 12 volts. 12 volts over yung resistance nung totoong resistor is 10 ohms. Pero ideal battery to, so ibig sabihin 0 ohm. O anong sagot? What is I?
Yun lang. 12 over 10. Ang 6 over 5,
1.2.
1.2 amp.
Yes. So 1.2 amperes. Okay, so this is for the ideal case. How about sa real case? Meron ng internal resistance yung battery. Remember, I is equal to electromotive force over over R plus small r. So meron tayong 12 volts over Okay. So 12 volts over capital R. Ano ba yung capital R? 10 ohms. Tapos yung internal resistance is now 2 ohms. Hindi na siya 0. Okay, so anong sagot natin? One ampere. Tama? Okay, 1 ampere. So ano yung napapansin mo? Yung ideal, yung current, yung magiging current sa ideal is greater than sa current kapag ginawa nating rail yung battery. Okay? Bakit? Kasi may dagdag na resistance dito. Dito naman, wala. Okay, gets mo ba?
Abang.
Okay, so yun. Kaya, greater than to compare doon sa case ng rail battery. So, nakikita natin yung effect. No? So, i-preserve muna natin yung example na yan. Gamitin natin yan mamaya. No? So, punta tayo sa power delivered to a resistor. So, yung power delivered is yan yung amount of energy being delivered to the resistor per unit time. Kasi nga, remember, we define power as the work done of the, diba, paano ba? Yung nag-exert ng force, no? So, work done niya per unit time. Okay, so here, yung work done ng circuit or nung battery. Okay, per unit time, no? So kung ano yung amount of work done niya, yun yung amount of energy being delivered to the resistor, amount of electric potential energy being delivered to the resistor. Okay, so yun yung amount, no? So remember the amount of work done, work done of the battery is equal to the amount of electric potential energy being delivered to the resistor. Okay? So equal siya. So yun, no? Okay, tama ba tayo? Yes, okay. So amount of electric potential energy being delivered to the resistor. Okay, so yun yun. And sige, para mas magets pa natin tong statement na to. Mag-consider ulit tayo ng circuit. Siguro ideal circuit muna. Ibig sabihin, yung battery is wala siyang internal resistance. Okay, so magkabit tayo ng battery. So negative, positive terminal. Yung totoong resistance, R. Okay, so now, okay, meron tayong tinatawag dito na, 'di ba? Halimbawa ito, ano tong negative na to? Itong negative na to is the low potential. Tama ba? Low potential. Tapos itong positive terminal is yan yung high potential. Naalala mo ba? Okay, so low potential yung negative, high potential yung positive. So kadalasan yung low potential kasi yung potential is yung value ng potential is arbitrary. So ibig sabihin nakadepende doon sa chosen zero mo kung ano yung magiging potential nung nasa neighborhood. Okay, so ibig sabihin, if I choose itong low potential na to be 0 volt, okay, so ibig sabihin, yung high potential na to will have a V potential. Halimbawa, yung battery natin has an electromotive force of 12 volts. And since we know that for an ideal battery, the terminal voltage is equal to the electromotive force, so ibig sabihin, 12 volts yung terminal voltage niya. Tama ba? Okay, so ibig
Tama.
sabihin, if gawin ko 0 volt yung low potential, ano yung magiging potential ng high? Sige nga.
So hindi po nila ako in-invite eh.
Ano magiging potential ng high?
12?
Yes, good. 12 volts. Para pag kinuha natin yung difference, 12 volts minus 0 volt, anong lalabas na difference? 12 volts. Kaya nga, potential difference siya.
Tama.
Gets ba?
Yes, aba.
Okay, potential difference. Eh sir, paano mo naman nasisiguro na 0 volts to, no? Hindi, pinili ko lang siya maging 0. Okay? Pinili ko lang siya maging 0. Pero hindi nagmamatter kung ano yung gawin kong 0. Okay? So, pinili ko lang na maging 0 yung negative. So that yung positive is magiging highest, no? 12 volts. And para pag kinuha ko yung difference nila, 12 minus 0, ang magiging potential difference is the 12 volts. Which is the terminal voltage. Okay, gets ba? So, terminal voltage. So, yun. Okay, so ayan na. Na-define na natin siya. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng nasa side na to is 12 volts. Lahat yan 12 volts. Okay, at lahat ng nasa side na to Lahat to, lahat yan ay 0 volts. Okay? Kaya, if mag-place ako ng, let's say, multimeter or voltmeter, let's say meron akong voltmeter, tapos yung terminals niya, ilagay ko dito. Kabit ko dito sa isang side. Since yung circuit natin is 12 volts or since yung battery natin is 12 volts, ano yung mababasa ng voltmeter mo dito?
Dadaan na lang mga. Pero,
Sige nga, ano yung mababasa ng voltmeter mo? Kung yung battery is 12 volts,
Dapat 12
pag
din.
nagkabit ako ng voltmeter dito, ano yung mababasa niya na voltage?
Dapat 12 din, Bong. Yung potential between 2.
Oo, so anong sagot?
12 din, Bong.
Hindi, 0.
0 kasi yung line na yan.
Yes, nasa isang potential siya. Kasi sabi ko kanina, lahat ng nasa
Pero
side na to,
hanggang saan po? After yung resistor.
ito, yung buong ito, lahat yan ay 12 volts. Okay, so ibig sabihin, kahit saan ako magpunta dyan, kahit saan ako magpunta dito na point, lahat yan ay 12 volts. Gets mo ba?
Yes, ako.
Lahat yan ay 12 volts. So lahat yan ay 12 volts. Pag kinuha ko yung difference nung point dito, tsaka nung point dito, anong difference? Anong difference nila?
0.
0. Kasi parehas silang 12 volts. Kasi nasa side na to, lahat ng points dyan, 12 volts. Okay, gets ba? Okay. So, how about dito sa kabila? Sa kabila. Sa kabila. Maglagay ako ng voltmeter dito sa other side. Voltmeter. Ano mababasa niyang voltage? Ano mababasa niyang voltage? Ano sagot?
0 din.
Good, 0 din. Bakit siya 0? Bakit 0? Ibig sabihin, walang potential difference, di ba? Kagaya nung kanina. Kasi nga, lahat ng nasa side na to are all what? 0 volts. Ibig sabihin, 0 volt to, 0 volt din to. So, 0 minus 0, 0 volt. Gets ba?
Yes, ako.
Okay? So, ayan. Okay, ganito naman gagawin natin. Itong point na to, remember, lahat na nasa side na to are all 0 volts. So, ibig sabihin, 0 volt to. At lahat na nasa side na to are 12 volts. So, ibig sabihin, 12 volts to. So, ibig sabihin, if maglagay ako ng voltmeter dito, ano magiging sagot? Ano magiging sagot kung maglagay ako ng voltmeter dyan? Ano mababasa niya?
12 dapat.
Yes, 12 minus 0, 12 volts. Diyan siya may
So let's say
mababasa.
po, may nalagay po kayong isa pang resistor, tapos may isa pang power supply ba? Pwede ba yun? Okay.
Oo.
Dapat between the resistors para magkaroon ng potential difference.
Ang mangyayari no, kapag sa ano, isang current yon. So, pero different potential. So, yung pagitan nila, 'di ba? Dalawang resistor, no? Dalawa, 'di ba? Magkaiba to ng potential. Ito, tsaka ito, magkaiba sila. V1, V2. Okay, gets? Magkaiba sila. Different voltage. Depende. Pag nakaparallel yan, same voltage naman yan sila. Ibig sabihin, yung potential dito, dito, sa side na to, iba sa potential dito, iba rin sa potential dito. Okay, gets ba? Ayan. Iba-iba sa ng potential. Depende sa setup. Depende sa setup. Okay, so, ayun. Tsaka ito din. Pag naglagay ako ng voltmeter dito, ano mababasa niya? So, dahil 0 volt to, ito naman ay 12 volts. Okay, anong magiging sagot? Ano magiging sagot? So, 12 minus 0,
12 din.
12 volts din. Yes. So, diyan kami mababasa. So, ibig sabihin, if you want to measure the voltage ng circuit, ano yung tamang gawin? Either nasa gitna ng dalawang terminal yung resistor or nasa gitna ng dalawang terminal yung battery. Hindi pwedeng sa isang side.
Okay.
Okay, so
Pero
yan.
kung wala naman pong resistor, short circuit mo na.
Ha?
Wala pong resistor, short circuit.
Kapag alin?
Wala pong
Ah.
resistor sa gitna.
Paano pag walang resistor? Magsi-short circuit yun.
Yun nga po na.
Magsi-short circuit yan. Pag wala siyang
Okay.
resistor. Okay, kasi wala nagbabawas ng energy eh.
Malapit na ba po yung mga, yung ano yan, yung mga, ayun, yung Kirchhoff law, kumbaga.
Ano? Kirchhoff's laws. Wala pa yan. Oo. Sa ano pa yan? Susunod pa. Medyo mahirap-hirap. Okay, sige. So at least, alam mo na, no? So, ibig sabihin, itong battery na to is, pwede mo siyang maisip na power source. And ito naman is yung, yan yung element, no? Which it consumes energy. Consumes or converts energy. Okay? Pag yan, pinalitan ko ng bulb, i-convert niya yung energy na dinedeliver ng battery, no, into light and heat energy. Kapag resistor, heat energy lang. Kaya kapag hinawakan mo yung resistor, mainit. No, kasi kino-convert niya yung energy na na-receive niya into heat energy. Okay, so yun. So ibig sabihin, you have this power source and you have this energy. So ibig sabihin, ganito siya. Dito sa battery, dyan nangyayari yung voltage rise. And dito naman nangyayari yung voltage drop. Okay? So sa power source, dyan nangyayari yung voltage rise. And sa resistor naman, dyan nangyayari yung voltage drop. Okay, nakakasunod ka pa ba? Okay, so bakit siya voltage rise? Remember kanina yung analogy ko. Ano yung ginagawa ng electromotive force? Di ba parang yung charges or yung current, pinapaakyat niya from low to high potential. Tama ba? So, parang pinapaakyat niya ng stairs. Di ba yan yung kanina?
Aba.
So, ibig sabihin, pinapaakyat niya yung current from 0 volt to 12 volt. From low potential to high potential. Okay? Gets ba? Kaya ang tawag sa kanya voltage rise. So, ibig sabihin, pagdating nung charges dito, ibig sabihin, meron na silang electric potential energy. Nag-gain na sila ng energy. Nag-gain na ng energy yung charges. So, yung ginain na energy ng charges, gagamitin niya ngayon yan para mag-flow dito. Mag-flow ngayon yan dito. Okay? Mag-flow ngayon yan dito. So, pag nag-flow yan dyan, mangyayari lang yan is, dito, para siyang bumaba ng hagdan. Ba't siya bumaba? Kasi from 12 volts, bababa siya sa 0 volt. Kaya ang tawag dyan, voltage drop. So, parang bumaba siya dito, tapos dadaloy siya, sa akyat na naman siya, yan, tapos bababa ulit, tapos aakyat ulit, tapos bababa ulit. Gets mo ba yung cycle?
Aba.
Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kung ano yung tinaas niya, voltage rise, yun din dapat yung magiging voltage drop niya. Okay, nakakasunod ka? Okay? And dapat, kung ano yung voltage drop, must be equal to the voltage rise by conservation of energy. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kung ano yung ginain niya na energy, yun din yung i-consume nung resistor. Okay, nakakasunod?
Aba.
Ayun. So, yun din dapat yun. And yung power or yung amount of energy delivered to the resistor per unit time is measured by this P, the power. Okay? At yung power equals siya sa V times I squared times is equal to I squared times R is equal to V squared over R. So lahat yan magbibigay sa iyo ng sensible results. Okay, so lahat yan sila. Okay, meron lang kayo iniisip. Kasi nade-derive ba natin siya?
Inaalok ko pa kasi yung shift.
Try natin.
Pero ano sir, yung
Baka naman kaya.
Iba na lang yung sa basta para hindi sila mag-compare. Mahirap.
Wait lang. Work done. Ay, see. So yung work done is paano ba? Work done is equal to ano kaya madali nito? Work done is equal to negative change in potential. Okay, Q. So Q times VAB.
Okay na.
Okay, medyo challenging siya.
So,
Oo.
UER?
Oo. So medyo challenging. Baka kasi medyo kailangan marami pa tayong ma-discuss no before natin ma-gets yung derivation. Okay, but
Okay.
anyway, ang tawag din dito is Joule heating law. Okay, so Joule heating law siya. No, so that is power delivered to a resistor.
Ba't
So
heating
remember,
law ba? Kumaga, naka-in kasi.
hindi ko lang alam kung bakit siya tinawag na Joule heating law. Baka siguro dahil umiimoy init yung
Yun nga ba?
resistor. Ewan ko.
Init siguro yung resistor.
Siguro ganon. So, anyway, ayun nga, sabi nga natin kanina, pag nagkaroon ng voltage rise, so yung magiging amount of voltage drop will be equal doon sa tinaas, no? Doon sa voltage rise. Okay, by the conservation of energy. Okay, so kumbaga parang pwede mo na isipin na yung battery is a power source, no? So, power source siya. Source siya ng energy. Okay? Source siya ng energy. So, okay. Now, so meron tayong, ito yung previous example natin kanina, we considered an ideal battery and also a real battery. And yung current sa ideal battery is 1.2 amperes at yung current sa real battery na merong 2 ohm na internal resistance is 1 ampere. Mas mababa siya compared dun sa ideal. Siyempre, kasi sa ideal, walang extra resistance, no? Yung circuit. So, ngayon, ano yung power delivered sa ideal? Pipili ka lang dyan kung ano yung gusto mo. So, V times I. Ito na lang. VAB times I. So, yung terminal voltage, hindi pa natin na-calculate yung terminal voltage. Ano yung terminal voltage para sa ideal? So, remember, internal resistance is 0, 12 volts yung EMF. So, ibig sabihin, this is 12 volts. So, yun nga. Yung terminal voltage niya is 12 volts. Ano naman yung terminal voltage para sa real battery? So, E minus IR. So, meron kang 12 volts minus 1 ampere times internal resistance na 2 ohms. So, meron kang 10 volts. So, C, yung terminal voltage sa ideal is greater than again to the terminal voltage sa case naman ng rail battery. Kasi nga syempre nabawasan na siya nung internal resistance. No? So calculate natin yung power delivered. So yung power delivered is VAB times I. So ibig sabihin we have 12 volts times 1.2 amperes. Anong sagot? 12 times 1.2. Ano yung 12 times 1.2?
14.4.
12. Okay, ilan?
14.4.
Okay, 14.4 watts. Okay, 14. Hindi lang obvious, no? Pero syempre watts yung power.
Power.
So power is equal to dito naman sa rail. Okay, VAB times I. So meron kang 10 volts na terminal voltage at ang current niya is 1 ampere. So ibig sabihin you have 10 watts. So see? So sa rail battery, again, yung rail battery has less power delivered to the resistor compared to the rail battery. Kasi nga, walang internal resistance. Yung nag-i-impede. Okay? So, yan. So, kumbaga parang binabawasan ng internal resistance yung amount of power that can be delivered to the resistor. Okay? Nagmi-make sense ba yan?
Yes,
No?
ako.
So, yun. Pwede mo pa yung gamitin yung ibang formula, no? Makukuha mo lang yung same answer. Kasi, na-derive lang naman yung ibang formula by Ohm's law. Halimbawa, power is equal to VAB times I. So, pag yung VAB is equal to IR, tapos yung VAB, pinalitan mo ng IR. So, magiging IR times RI. So, magiging I squared times R. Ayun. So, yun yung pangalawa. Okay, gets ba? Yun yung pangalawa.
Yes, aba.
Okay, so kahit alin dyan, magbibigay sa iyo ng tamang sagot. Basta tama yung substitution mo. Yan. Sige. Okay, so far, no, na-discuss na natin dito. Okay, siguro move tayo sa direct current. Actually, dito sa direct current, dito mo na pagdudugtongin yung mga resistor. So yun nga, yung tinatanong mo rin kanina, what if we connect two resistors or even multiple resistors, no? What will happen? So for a series resistor, ito yung setup ng series resistor. Meron kang R1, R2, R3, and so on and so forth. And kapag naka-series connection, yung current nung resistor na to is must be the same. Okay? So dapat the same sila. No? So the same sila. Tapos yung resistor 1, meron siyang voltage na V1. Meron potential difference naman sa R2 na V2. Sa R3 naman is V3 and so on. So ibig sabihin, different voltages, same current. O yan yung characteristic ng series connection. Okay? So same current, different voltage. And actually, na-discuss na natin to ata sa series and parallel capacitors. Tama? Kung naaalala mo pa. So, kung naalala mo pa yan. Okay, and syempre, itong series resistors na to must be equal to the equivalent resistor. No? Equal siya sa equivalent resistor. So, one resistor na merong current I and voltage VAB. So, yung effect nitong equivalent resistor na to
Actually, pero
must be the
correctly po,
same
minsan
dito.
ginagawa po nila yan, no? Parang yung, tagdan, parang, ano lang, dati, parang nilalagay sila in series, tapos parang, parang yung mga capacitor ba po, yung parang nilalagay sa ceramic ba?
Yes, siguro, oo. Ganun siya. Kasi, ba't ka maglalagay ng maraming resistor kung pwede namang isa na lang, di ba? Kaya siguro to solve circuit complicated circuit problems, no? So, ginagawa din nila to. Pero hindi lahat ng circuit is reducible, no? Or can be decomposed in terms of series and parallel connection. Hindi lahat. Okay? Kasi may mga connections or circuit connections na hindi series and parallel. Okay? Yung iba ay complicated. Kaya pwede kang gumamit ng mga pwede kang gumamit ng Norton's rules. Pwede kang gumamit ng mesh analysis. Okay? Pwede ka rin gumamit ng Thevenin's theorem. Okay? Or kaya pwede ka rin gumamit ng Y-delta conversion or connection. So, marami kang pwedeng gawin, no? So, yun yung mga kadalasan dinidiscuss na sa electronics or electrical engineering, no? So, yun. Yun yung madalas na dinidiscuss nila. Okay, so, okay. Pero sa ngayon, syempre, sa ano muna tayo? Sa simple, no? Pinaka-simpleng connection, which is the series parallel connection. Okay, so dito sa connection na to, for series, meron silang same current and different voltages. Pag parallel, ito yung setup niya. Same voltage naman sila pero magkakaiba naman ang current. And again, for parallel, equivalent lang yan sa one resistor. Okay, na merong current I and voltage V. Okay, so yan ang series and parallel connection. And it is also important to remember na if we add V1, V2, and V3, and so on, magiging equal yan doon sa voltage ng equivalent resistor. Ito siya. And para sa parallel naman, if i-add ko yung current ng R1, R2, R3, and so on, magiging equal naman yun sa total current that will flow on the equivalent resistor. Okay? So, yan. And ano yung total, paano ko makukuha yung equivalent resistance? So, pag series, i-add mo lang sila. Okay, kapag parallel, bago mo sila i-add, kailangan kuhanin mo muna yung reciprocal. Okay, tapos yung equivalent, naka-reciprocal din. So, very unfortunate tong formula na to, no? Kasi lahat ay naka-reciprocal. And para makuha mo yung R equivalent, i-reciprocal mo pa ulit yung result nun. So, ganun siya ganun siya ka-hassle. Okay. So, yun. Tingnan natin tong circuit na to. Okay, simple circuit na to. How can we solve this? Okay, drawing natin siya. Gamitin natin yung series parallel combination. Okay. So ito yung combination. Okay. So ito na siya, right? So you have resistor 1, resistor 2, resistor 2, and also resistor 3. Okay? So resistor 1, resistor 2, and resistor 3 lang. Okay. So, paano to? So, syempre, dapat itong circuit na to, ma-simplify natin siya sa one resistor. So, una, hanapin mo muna yung mga nakaparallel. Okay? So, alin dyan sa mga resistors na yun yung nakaparallel? Alin?
Yung yung R2 tsaka R3.
Okay, so ibig sabihin, this is equal to this circuit. So, equal lang yan, ha? So, ibig sabihin, same effect, no? Same effect.
Try mo sir hydrogen peroxide. As in, tagwal ako.
Okay? So, halimbawa, pinag-combine mo na sila. Okay, combine na, no? Yan. Okay, so, ibig sabihin, ito yung R1. Ito naman yung R23, which is parallel combination ng R2 at saka ng R3. Tapos, kung mapapansin mo, the R1 and R23 combination is in series now. So, ibig sabihin, this circuit is now equal to this one. Okay, equal na siya dito sa one circuit. Okay, equal na siya sa circuit na to, which is tawagin kong R equivalent. Okay? Tapos, ito naman is merong voltage VAB. VAB, hindi naman nabago yung battery. So, VAB. O, yan. Okay. So, ibig sabihin yung circuit, na-reduce na natin siya from 3 resistors down to 2 and down to 1. So, na-simplify na natin yung
ganun lagi
circuit.
po kumaga na parang, di ba yung mga problems na ganito kumaga yung hanggang ano yung total resistance pa or something. Total voltage ba coming through yung one side?
Titingnan pa natin
I-decrease
sa
na ba hanggang
calculate.
isang resistor na lang po? Pwede ba po yung lahat yun?
Yes, oo, hanggang isang resistor na lang. O, pwede siyang ganun. Kasi syempre, masisimplify mo talaga kapag isang resistor na lang. Kaya, hindi naman palagi. Kasi nga, again, hindi lahat ng circuit ay reducible or can be decomposed in terms of series and parallel combination. Okay? So, hindi siya ganun. No, hindi siya palaging ganun. Kaya, hindi natin palaging magagawa na yung buong circuit, mare-reduce mo na lang sa one resistor. Hindi siya palaging gano'n. Hindi siya always possible. Okay? Kasi ang goal mo lang naman dito is to calculate, let's say, currents. Okay? Ano yung current sa R1? Ano yung current sa R sub 2? Ano yung current sa R sub 3? So, para malaman mo yung mga currents na yan, kailangan i-simplify mo muna yung circuit. Okay? Kailangan i-simplify mo muna siya. And very fortunate for us, dahil nga naka-series parallel combination nitong circuit, na-reduce natin siya into one resistor. Okay, na merong current I. Okay? And ito yung simplified version. Simplified circuit. But remember, hindi siya always possible. So, fortunate lang tayo kasi naka-series parallel combination yung circuit. Okay, so, ngayon, para malaman natin yung current I, calculate muna natin kung ano yung R23. So, mula dito, R23, diba, naka-parallel siya, no? So, ibig sabihin, 1 over R23, diba, ito yung ginagamit. 1 over R sub 2 plus 1 over R sub 3. Right? So, ibig sabihin, R23 is the reciprocal of R2, 1 over R2 plus 1 over R sub 3 raised to negative 1. Okay, gets ba? So, yan. Naka-reciprocal siya. Ngayon, isubstitute mo na lang. Ano yung mga values nila? So, yung R1 is equal to 4 ohms. Yung ginawa nating R2 is 6 ohms.
3.
Oo. Tapos yung R3 is 3 ohms. Iilagay mo na sila, 6 at saka 3. So, 1 over 6 ohms plus 1 over 3 ohms. Raised to negative 1. O ano magiging sagot?
Wait lang po, inanap ko lang yun. Ayun, inanap ko na yung calculator.
Oo.
Aha. Two.
Okay, 2. 2 ohms, no? Okay, kasi 'di ba? Meron ka over 6. So 1 plus 2, 3 over 6, no? So ibig sabihin 2 ohms. Yes, tama.
Okay, so 2 ohms. O yan yung R23. 2 ohms ngayon siya. Lagay natin. 2 ohms. Isa naman is 4 ohms. Okay, so yan. Ngayon, calculate natin yung REQ. Dito ko nga pala lilagay. Dito dapat yan. O, calculate natin yung REQ. Yung REQ ay galing sa series combination ng R1 tsaka ng R23. Ibig sabihin, REQ is equal to R1 plus R sub 23. Okay, so ibig sabihin, equal siya sa R1 which is 4 ohms plus R23 which is 2 ohms. So magiging sagot is 6 ohms. So 6 ohms pala siya. Okay, nakakasunod ka?
Aba.
Okay, so ibig sabihin, yung R1, R2, and R3 combination dito is just equivalent to one resistor na 6 ohms. Okay? So, na-connected sa battery na merong electromotive force na 18 volts. Yan, as stated in the figure, no? 18 volts din siya. Kasi nga, ang internal resistance niya is 0. Ideal battery ito. Okay, 18 volts. Okay, so alam na natin, no? Calculate natin yung current dito. So yung current, remember this formula. From Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. That means current is equal to VAB over R. So VAB is equal to 18 volts over R equivalent, diba? Which is 6 ohms. Okay, so ibig sabihin, yung current across 6 ohm equivalent resistor is 3 amperes. Gets ba?
Yes, aba.
Okay, 3 amperes siya. So kung 3 amperes yan, dahil yung R equivalent na yan ay galing sa series combination ng R1 and R23, ibig sabihin, parehas silang merong current na 3 amperes. Kasi remember, yung series combination ay merong parehong current. Same current kapag series combination. Right? So ibig sabihin, yung current sa resistor 1 at yung current sa resistor 23 is equal to 3 amperes. So they are both equal to 3 amperes. Na syempre equal din dun sa current na calculate natin para sa equivalent resistor. Kasi nga series. Okay, gets ba? So 3 amperes. So kung 3 amperes yan, makakalculate na natin ngayon kung ano yung V1, hindi, bumaba. Kung ano yung V1, at saka yung voltage across 2, 3. Tama ba? Okay? So ano yung voltage across 1? V is equal to I1 times R1. Tama ba? So ibig sabihin, ano yung I1? I1 is 3 amperes. Ano yung R1? Ang R1 is 4 ohms. Right? So anong sagot? 12 volts. Right? Tapos yung V2, V23 is equal to I23 times R23. Right? So ano yung I23? 3 amperes din. Right? Ano ba yun? 3 amperes din. Tapos yung R23, na-calculate na natin, it's 2 ohms. So 2 ohms. So ang sagot natin is 6 volts. Right? And patunayan natin, no? Sabi natin kanina, dapat yung voltage across equivalent resistor must be equal to the sum of the voltages of the series components. So ibig sabihin, V is equal to V1 plus V2. So equal siya sa 12 volts plus 6 volts. Anong sagot? 18 volts, which is the voltage, of course, of the resistor. Kasi nga connected siya sa 18-volt battery. Nakasunod ka?
Yes, aba.
Okay, so yun. Sum siya. Equal do siya dun sa sum. Okay, alam mo na yung voltages nila. So ito ay 6 volts. Ito naman ay 12 volts. Right? 6 volts at saka 12 volts. Baliktad. Yung V1 pala yung 12 volts. Ito yung 6 volts. Ayan na. Ngayon, alam mo na kung ano yung, okay, yung I1 ngayon, nasagot naman na yung unang tanong, I1 is equal to 3 amperes. O ano naman yung I2 at saka I3? So dahil yung R23 is galing siya sa parallel combination nung R2 at saka R3, ibig sabihin, yung voltages nila, V2 at saka V3 is equal sa voltage nito. Kasi nga parallel. So ibig sabihin, V2 is equal to V3 is equal to V23, which is 6 volts. Kasi nga, parallel combination. Right? So pag sa parallel, same voltage, different current. Right? So ibig sabihin, makakalculate mo na yung I2 at saka I3. Okay, so V3 is 6 volts. V2 is also 6 volts. Kasi nga parallel. So ngayon, makakalculate mo na yung I2 and I3. Galing sa formula na to. V is equal to IR. So ibig sabihin, you have I2 is equal to V2 over R2. Alam mo na yung V2, 6 volts. At yung R2 is, ano yung R2? 6 ohms. O anong sagot? 1 ampere. Tapos yung I3 is equal to V3 over R3. So equal naman siya sa 6 volts over, ano yung R3? 3 ohms. O anong answer natin? 2 amperes. So kapag inad natin yan, I2 plus I3 magiging 1 ampere plus 2 amperes. So equal ngayon yan sa 3 amperes. Which is, yun yung current nung R23. Kasi sabi nga natin kanina, pag inad natin yung current nung parallel combination, magiging equal yun sa current nung equivalent, which is 3 amperes. Okay, gets ba? Okay, may question ka so far?
Wala naman ako.
Daming,
Pero bale
daming calculation, no?
yung, so basically ano lang po na? Anong kasi tawag dito? Harmonic sum.
Harmonic sum ba? Yes, parang gano'n lang siya. Oo. Ito, naka-harmonic to. Pero ano siya kasi, pag harmonic series kasi ano, up to some value, di ba? So, ayun, tama nga, naka-harmonic. Hindi, kapag harmonic sum kasi ano siya like 1 over, di ba? Naka-raise to 1 over n. Right? O, yan yung harmonic sum. So, hindi siya harmonic sum, no? Per se. Naka-reciprocal lang talaga siya. Mm-mm. Pero mukha siyang harmonic sum. Mukha lang. Okay, so ang galing, no? Ang daming calculations. Okay, so ang summary dito is that, okay, we have a complicated circuit, series and parallel combination. We simplify the circuit. Okay, calculate mo yung mga equivalent. Gamitin mo na yung pag-series, same current, different voltage. Pag parallel, same voltage, different current. So, gagamitin mo yan. No? Tapos, after mong gamitin yon, makakalculate mo na yung mga current sa bawat resistor. And dapat mag-agree yung calculation mo doon sa dapat na kapag series, yung sum ng voltages dapat equal dun sa voltage ng equivalent resistor. Kapag parallel naman, dapat yung sum ng currents nung bawat isa, okay, ay equal dun sa magiging current nung equivalent resistor. Okay, yan. Sila. Okay, kapag hindi yan nag-agree, ibig sabihin merong mali doon sa calculation mo. Okay, so sige. So, meron kang question so far, di ba?
Wala na po.
Okay, sige,
Parang
sige.
makita yung yung mga problems po sa textbook na.
Oo. So, ano lang talaga to? Practice lang talaga to. Mas makukuha mo din siya. Okay, sige. So, magsosolve pa tayo ng more circuits bukas. Available ka ba bukas?
Yes po.
Tomorrow? Okay, sige. So, bukas magsosolve tayo ng more series parallel combination. And yung circuit na yon, gagamitan natin ng panibagong methodology. Okay? And makikita natin na nag-agree yung result. Okay? Mag-agree yung result. Okay? So, sige. Yun lang, no? Baka maiwan ako. Okay, good night muna. And thank you. Bukas ulit.
Thank you po. Bye-bye po. Congrats pa rin po sa ano.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Opo. Thank you po. Bye po.